Hello, today I will be talking about 5 different books, and these are chapter books, some Newbery Medals, some not. Each of these books develop a theme that is very common, and that is the theme of friendship. Each of these books describe friendship, companionship, and the trials, hardships, and struggles that we all go through as people, and they all go through as characters. Some of these books describe diversity, others develop a great tone, each of them allowing the reader to come away with a better meaning and understanding of life in general. The first book I chose was a Newbery Medal winner, and that is Because of Winn-Dixie by Kate DiCamillo. This is a brilliant work that expresses the power of friendship and divine relationship. Opal, the main character of the book, finds a dog in their local supermarket called Winn-Dixie. She then calls the dog Winn-Dixie. And this book kind of describes how Opal develops as a character after finding this dog. This dog somehow opens Opal's eyes into relationship and friendships and allows her to let go of her past and look into her future. This chapter book is powerful yet fascinating read that allows readers to relate to the ordinary girl Opal is and the ordinary girl that Opal becomes. The theme reveals the importance of letting go and moving on from your past, as I said, to even though it may hurt, and Opal, as you will read throughout the book, has a very hurtful past. The setting takes place in a small town in Florida, and the character Opal was at the beginning of the story was a completely different character at the end of the story. This is one of my all-time favorite books as a kid and always will be, with an incredible storyline and great theme and life-altering motives. The next book I will be talking about is Bridge to Terabithia by Katherine Peterson. This book describes the story of a boy named Jess and a girl named Leslie. These two characters end up becoming friends, best friends. Jess was not your ordinary boy. The book discusses diversity because Jess's father wants Jess to be athletic and manly and have the traits that normal boys do. However, Jess does not. He enjoys painting and piano and other things that boys of his age are not into. Leslie allows him to see that he doesn't have to be like the other boys to be special. Leslie brings out a side of Jess that no one else can bring out. They develop a friendship that is so incredible that it makes us as readers realize how important friendship and companionship truly can be. However, in the end, Leslie dies. And, well, I kind of skipped the end. Let me go back to the beginning. Leslie and Jess together create this fantasy land called Terabithia. This is a fantasy land where they can go and release all of the hardships and struggles and trials that life may bring and just be two kids at play. However, as I said, we're in the ending. Leslie dies, and Jess has a very, very tough time coping with this. He doesn't realize why it happened. He's angry, he's sad, he's mad. He really doesn't know what to do. However, as time goes by, he steps back and looks at the bigger picture, realizes that he was so lucky to be able to meet a girl like Jess, and realized that he became a completely different person after meeting her. And ultimately, he developed as a character to an incredible amount because of her. This is a great book for all readers, and especially teenagers who are struggling with fitting in and the hardships that friendships may bring. The next book I will be talking about is another Newbery honor, and this is Charlotte's Web by E.B. White. Another theme that is focused on true friendship, loyalty, and the struggles with life and the death of nature. This is a book about a pig named Wilbert who is passed from house to house to house. Finally, he gets to stay at a house, which he's very happy about. However, his owners have a different ending for him, and that is being vacant. Ultimately, the friendships he makes enable him or help him to not be killed. These friendships also help him develop as a character, just like the other book I was talking about. Without these friends' help, strategic planning, and faithfulness, Wilbur would have ultimately been Bacon. Character development is another significant factor within this novel. Wilbur at the beginning of the story is a completely different pig than he was at the end of the story. His friends help him to see the importance of life and how great life truly is. And life is what you make it. I personally took a lot away from this story in general, realizing that we will all go through tragedies in our life. We will all reach a time where we feel isolated and alone, but we must figure out how to cope and how to take the little things in life, not for granted, but as a blessing, and to take the struggles, life lessons, and hardships that we go through as ultimately a blessing. And as I say, your last mistake is your best teacher. This is good for readers of all ages, but mostly young readers, because the characters are animals, and of course with kids' imaginations it'll keep them interested and intrigued with these talking animals. The next book I chose is Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. This story is yet another tragic piece of work, demonstrating a theme of companionship that can sometimes lead to isolation and loneliness. This book is about two main characters, one named Lenny and one named George. And Lenny is a character who has mental disabilities, and George is his friend that will always be there and look out for him. Lenny and George have a main goal of eventually one day moving to a ranch and buying their own piece of land. They must work at another ranch to get money to earn this lifestyle that they ultimately want. In the end, Lenny ends up killing Curly's wife, the main ranch hand and the owner of the property. He accidentally killed her. He did not purposely kill her, but he knew that that was bad, and so he ran off and is in hiding. However, all the ranch hands, and Curly included, want to find him and brutally murder him and torture him. George does not want that to happen, and he decides that the only right thing to do is kill Lenny himself, because he knows that he cannot survive on his own out in the world. So George ends up killing Lenny, and as tragic as that may sound, this story has a theme of friendship and the importance of companionship, because George went above and beyond, and as hard as it was for him to kill his best friend, he knew it was the right thing to do. This tone is uplifting in the beginning, and as the main characters set goals and dreams for their future, but ends with a depressing mood, revealing to readers that life brings many trials and hardships that are often out of our control, in George's case. This book also deals with diversity with race and prejudice. Crooks, the only African American ranch hand, has to live in a different house and sleep in a different bed, and completely isolated away from all the other ranch hands simply because he is black. In my opinion, this book expresses to the readers the many life lessons that must be taught and how important human companionship really is. The next book is A Newbery Medal called Old Yeller by Fred Gibson. This is a fantastic tale of courage, friendship, tragedy, and the realities of life, because we have many. This book is about a boy named Travis who finds a dog comes across an old Yeller dog, calling him Old Yeller. At first he wants nothing to do with this dog, but later this dog becomes his best friend. This dog not only saves his brother's life, but saves his mom's life as well. He realizes the importance of companionship and friendship, and from the beginning of the story, as a boy, he becomes a man by the end of the story. However, this story, like the others, has a very sad ending, and that is Old Yeller contracts rabies, and Travis has to kill his best friend, Old Yeller. Just like George, Travis was faced with a huge decision, but he knew it was the right decision, and as you can see, major character development took place. He knew it was for the best, and even though his best friend is now gone, he realized all the important lessons and different things that Old Yeller brought to his life, and was so thankful for Old Yeller to be a part of his life. Travis does what's best for his family and learns how to cope with the harsh life lessons that he is forced to face. This is yet another enjoyable book that will have all readers in tears by the end, but teaching them that, yes, life does throw you things that you never want to handle. However, we must handle them and handle them in the right way and learn to deal with these hardships, because in the end, they will make us better people. I hope you enjoyed all of my books, and I hope you could see the common themes that were arising and realize that friendship truly is a huge part of our lives.